The Washington Nationals are known to be a pretty disappointing team. Prior to this season, they had only made the postseason 5 times since their establishment in 1969, and there was a 31-year playoff drought right in the middle of it all. 4 out of those 5 times, they got eliminated in the NLDS. The only time they didn't was in the 1981 season, where they ended up getting eliminated by the Dodgers in the championship series. And now, finally, after so many heartbreaking postseason games, such a long drought, they find themselves in the World Series. So today, in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys 3 reasons why the Nats have a chance to win it all. But before we get into it, if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Also, drop a like if you guys enjoy what you see, and let me know in the comments down below if you guys think the Nats have a chance. But without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 1 is the starting pitching. We all know that the Nationals had a lot of problems in their bullpen early on, and they still do. However, they did make a pretty big move in the middle of the year, and that was the acquisition of Daniel Hudson. He's proven to be very valuable for them. And if you look at every postseason game, the Nats have pretty much only used Doolittle, Hudson, occasionally Rodney, but then only bits and parts of other pitchers. That's been pretty much it. Why? Because of their starting pitching. You've got Scherzer, Strasburg, Sanchez has proven to be very good in this postseason, and Corbin, who's been so-so, but in that NLCS game, he looked very sharp as well. And think about this. In every single postseason game that they've played this year, their starter has gone at least 5 innings. When you can have something like that out of your rotation, you might not need the best bullpen in baseball. And then you look at the possible matchups. If the Yankees somehow come back and make it to the World Series, the Nationals are obviously going to have an advantage with their rotation. It's no doubt that they've got the better one. But let's say the Astros move on. In Game 1, it's likely that you're going to have Scherzer versus Verlander. That's going to be quite the matchup. 2 pitchers that have won multiple Cy Young Awards, former teammates, and they're both very good. That's a pretty even out Game 1 right there. And then you look at Game 2, Strasburg versus Cole. Cole has been very good this postseason, but keep in mind that Strasburg has a 1.10 career postseason ERA. And then you might see Greinke versus Corbin or Sanchez, which is pretty evened out as well when you think about it. So as much as people have talked about and praised the Astros rotation, when you think about it, the Nats, they're pretty similar as well. Reason number 2 is situational hitting. No team in baseball had more 2-out RBIs than the Washington Nationals. They drove in 117 runs when they had 2 outs throughout the regular season. And they've carried that on into the postseason. Sure, they've got power hitters on that team as well, but what makes them so dangerous is that whenever there are 2 outs, you can't consider that you're out of the inning at all. We've seen people like Zimmerman, Kendrick, Rendon, all these guys, Eaton, Soto, we've seen them all come through with 2 outs, even in the postseason. And there's a saying that in the postseason, small ball is pretty lethal, and that's exactly what the Nats have done. And reason number 3 is stay in the fight. It's been their little theme all year, and it's really what they've done. When you think about it, at the end of May, this team was 19-31, which gave them a 0.1% chance of making it to the World Series. But what did they do? They stayed in the fight. They got hot, and they ended up sneaking into the postseason with the wild card. They stayed in the fight. They moved on. They were down against the Dodgers. They stayed in the fight. They moved on, and they battled the Cardinals, swept them, and look at them now. That 0.1% chance ended up becoming reality, which is truly a remarkable story. Of course, there's the baby shark, but that's a whole different story. So, although the Astros or the Yankees look like they're better than the Nationals, you cannot count this team out. They've got a chance, and they've proven that even if it's the slightest chance, they'll take advantage of it. I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you guys think they'll win the World Series, how many games will it take? Also, if you guys are new, subscribe, drop a like, and I'll see you all next time.